Hello. We have 3 activities for math today, so I'm going to make a video for each one just so it doesn't get too overwhelming. So I'm going to start with geometry activity 2.1. So we're going to look at some shapes. I know we've been working on angles, so we are going to make this a little larger so it's easier to see. We are going to be talking about those angles within shapes. So remember when you look at the side of a shape, and these are up here 2-dimensional shapes, so just like if you would draw it on a piece of paper. And then an angle is when two or more sides meet. Remember, this is a right angle. We talked about that yesterday. If it is 90 degrees, parallel sides, these two sides and these two lines will never touch, right? So these parallel lines means these can go on and on forever and they will never touch. A vertex, now we're talking about 3-dimensional shapes, so think of like a dice or a cube. So a vertex is where 2 or more edges or sides meet. So this corner, okay? So when we're talking about geometry, we call it a vertex, but think of it as the corner. The face is one whole side. So think of a dice. A dice has 6 faces, okay? So each number on a dice, on a die, would have a number on it. So those are each of the faces. And then the edge is kind of the corner right here. These sharper points along the sides. A circle has 1 curved side and no angles. A square has 4 equal sides. Remember, these are each of the sides. 2 sets of parallel lines. This is a set of parallel lines, one right here and one right here, and then another set of parallel lines here and here. And then it has 4 right angles. Remember, each one of these angles right here is a right angle. A rectangle has 4 sides and 2 parallel sides, just like a square. It also has 4 right angles. And a triangle has 3 sides and it doesn't have any parallel angles. Remember, when it's when they're parallel sides, they can go on and not touch. So triangles do not have that. And then it has 3 angles. Each one of these is an angle. A right triangle is a little bit different because a right triangle has 1 angle that is 90 degrees and the rest of them are smaller. Okay? And then a rhombus also has parallel sides, has 4 angles but no right angles. Okay, so 2 of these angles are acute. Do you see that these are smaller than 90 degrees? And then these 2 are obtuse. They're larger than 90 degrees. When we're looking at 3-dimensional shapes, first we look at a sphere with no flat surfaces. A sphere is like a ball. It has no edges and no vertices. So if there's more than one vertex, more than one corner, they call it vertices because there's more than one. A cube has 6 flat faces. We can picture when you're rolling a die, how many faces you see. 8 vertices, so those are the corners, right? 8, 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. And then 12 edges. Remember, the edges are the sides like this. Excuse me. A rectangular prism also has 6 rectangular faces, excuse me. So think of this as a cube, but it's just squished down, okay? So it still has 6 sides, the 6 faces, just like a cube does. A cone has 1 curved face around the top and then a flat circle face on the bottom. So it only has 1 curved edge and 1 vertex, and the vertex would be at the top. A cylinder has 2 flat faces, 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom, and 1 curved face around the outside and 2 curved edges. So here's one of the edges, and then the other edge is on the bottom like this. A pyramid has 4 triangular faces, so on the top, all 4 of these, like a pyramid, and 1 square or rectangular face. So at the bottom, it can either be a square or a rectangle. It has 8 edges. Each of these is the edge, and 5 vertices. So there are 5 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 right here. All right, let's use that information and see what we can do. It says, look at the objects and find the objects that have a circle. Find the object that has a circle shape. Put the matching circle over that object. So right here is the circle. We're going to put this circle over top. And then it asks you how many sides, how many sets of equal sides. So these are all questions just about the circle. So how many sides does a circle have? It just has one.
One.
How many sets of equal sides? Well, since it only has one side, 0 of them are equal.
0.
Oh, sorry, I thought I had to put it there. Okay. And how many sets of parallel sides?
0.
How many angles? The circle doesn't have any angles, which also means it has 0 acute angles, 0 obtuse angles, and 0 right angles. And then you're choosing which one of these is a circle. The hula hoop is a circle. So you're going to continue doing these questions like this. Make sure that you're looking up here. It'll tell you which shape you're supposed to be answering the questions for. So this one we're doing the rectangle. And all of these questions then will be just about the rectangle. Okay, so it's asking you, make sure you look at these pictures, asks you first how many angles. So how many angles, it doesn't matter what kind. And then down here, how many acute, how many obtuse, and how many right angles on there.